Hello, everybody. Starlight here, and welcome. I was about to say welcome back to. Actually, what was I about to say? Oh, I know I'm doing reaction videos on the Brotherhood Extreme Community channel, but it's gonna be one thing current for now. Now I'll make an update video of what I'm going to do and whatever, and Firewood and Shadow Wolf be doing. I don't know what Shadow Wolf will be doing right now. He hasn't decided yet. That's why we're not doing it. I'm probably not even going to do a video. Firewood's actually going to probably do Let's Plays, but I think he wants basically what we've been trying to probably do, have it with all together, I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure. Probably, I don't know. How it is, though, by the time I upload this, we probably already discussed this shit. I don't know. And yeah, I know, I'm doing it literally 2 in the fucking morning. Who cares? Anyway, I'm reacting to 2 parts of the first jontron episode, I think.
Jontron.
It was apparently I'm not even gonna say what its name because I don't know how to say that.
Daikatana. What can be said about daikatana? Quite a bit, actually. Now, even though daikatana was not linked to one of my personal gaming experiences, I guess you can say it was like a friend of a friend to me. I'd heard about it, seeing it in pictures and magazines, and even being threatened by John Romero to, suck it down. But our paths never really crossed. But I mean, hey, it's even the big brother to one of the most prolific and best video game franchises to ever exist. Now, I'm assuming that many of you out there know what daikatana is and where its roots formed, but I'm sure there's an equal portion of you that don't know it from squash bean salad. So for you in the latter half, this next part is to get you up to speed. That's squash bean salad, and that's daikatana. I know I'm so funny! So now,
Sorry, I'm not
a
saying
brief
anything much. This
history
is the
on
first time I've
tragic
seen this, so
tale
I have no idea.
of daikatana. Enter the 1990s, an era when computer technology in the mainstream was just starting to take off. People were starting to see its influences in places never thought feasible. Personal computers were becoming more of a household standard, and were also becoming more visually oriented. You see, I was born in the few years preceding the immense popularity of personal computers and the internet. So when I was a kid, we didn't use what we now know as Microsoft Windows. We used something called MS-DOS. Now, it didn't look much like this. Yeah, it looked more like this. Captivating, isn't it? It wasn't until 1995, when the groundbreaking Windows 95 hit stores, that most people made the switch. At least from my knowledge. It is true that versions of Windows did exist during this time period, like Windows 3.0 and Windows 3.1. But these were nothing like what we think of as Windows today, and weren't as popular between people that I knew. Look at that.
Oh, that is a very old Windows.
Or like Windows claustrophobia. The reason I tell you all this is because I'd like to share with you one of the first gaming experiences I had as a child. Doom. Doom 2 more specifically, but Doom nonetheless. This game was kick-fucking ass. And it introduced me to gaming
now been
the way
released
that
on
Mario
almost everything.
Not to mention, it revolutionized the gaming industry and popularized first-person shooter as a genre. I know Wolfenstein 3D technically holds this claim to fame, but I feel that Doom is the game that made a bigger impact, even going so far as to be rated the best game of all time by GameSpy in 2001. It was simply epic.
And mobile.
It scared the living shit out of me as a child. I remember always thinking that the mancubuses were following me whenever I was going to the shower. Don't ask. Maybe I should have been playing Doom at such a young age. Who knows? It was pure action gaming at its best, and it had nothing to hide. But I digress. This game was the brainchild of John Romero and John Carmack. No relation. Romero being the lead designer and Carmack being the lead programmer. After the success of Doom, their public profile skyrocketed, and they became industry legends, going on to create even more groundbreaking software such as Quake, which popularized the online deathmatch, an industry standard today. Hell, Doom was so popular, even Bill Gates got on the bandwagon to promote Windows 95. Those two took the world by storm, so I guess we can expect that every game they'll make will just sweep us off our feet. Oh, wait. Fast forward to 1997. John Romero leaves id Software to co-found another company called Ion Storm. A shooter named Daikatana is announced for the PC. Perhaps more well known for its controversial ad more than the game itself. But let me tell you, a shitstorm was a-brewing. The game was delayed, and even completely ported from the Quake engine to the newer and more technologically advanced Quake 2 engine. This was not as simple as they had anticipated, and led to them scrapping the entire 11 months of work that they had completed up to that point. The development process was so rough that at E3 1999, the demo they brought in could only run at 12 fucking frames per second. After missed deadlines, eroding company morale, and employees leaving the company during development, Ion Storm finally shat out Daikatana on May 23rd, 2000, to critically scathing reviews.
Hurry the fuck up, or I will be forced to poop and eat.
This is Jacques.
Hey,
But
most of the first
I
episode
suppose
was
he's right.
Jock.
We should get to the feature presentation. But let me just say, if we're dealing with absolute shit here, we may as well go as low as we possibly can. That's right. We're doing the N64 version. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This
no.
baby was originally a rental only at Blockbuster, but it eventually saw a true release. Let me warn you, this might not be pretty. But I've never played the game before, so we'll be experiencing this for the first time together. Let's go in with a positive attitude and judge it as fairly as we can, because
Just
hey,
weird. That game's
maybe
on the
it's an
same
underrated
console that
masterpiece
Doom
that was just
64
judged
is
harshly
on.
at
That's now been
the hands of an
released.
evolving industry. All right, here we go. There's no turning back now. Ugh. All right.
What the hell? There's no sound effects!
Have you ever seen a game with such shitty presentation? The textures suck, everything moves in strange robotic ways, and the music in the background literally just repeats the same few notes over and over again, and but look at this! What the hell's happening? Your guess is as good as mine. Eventually, this guy stops dicking around and opens the door to the longest and most boring intro cutscene I have ever seen in my whole life. I'm not exaggerating to make this funny. This is as bad as it gets. I timed it. This opening cutscene lasts 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Over 11 minutes before you get to do anything in an action game. What if Doom started off this way?
It was
Yeah.
just like...
2 words. Fuck this! Ugh, this is torture.
Well, first of all, one,
I mean,
Doom
listen to
does not
this.
focus
Listen
on
to this
story.
music. There's nothing else. Not even
Somewhat.
sound effects.
Like, it does have story, but it never really focuses on it.
From what I can understand, the story is as follows.
Like, Doom
It's the year
1, Doom 2, and
2455 AD, and there's some
Doom 64
pandemic
have
happening
a
caused
story,
by some
but
guy
it's-
named Kage
that's
Mishima.
one thing where it's
By
only
using the
sidetracked.
MacGuffin of the story, the
Or it's on the
daikatana
sideline,
sword,
you know.
this Mishima guy traveled back in time and
Not until
stopped the
Doom
disease
si-
from being
Doom
cured in the first place,
2016 and
giving
Doom
him the
Eternal,
ability
where they
to
focus
take over the
more on
world somehow.
story.
So you
Okay,
play as
technically
Hiro Miyamoto,
2016,
a stiff,
but Doom
personality-lacking
2016
protagonist with really
technically
bad
did the
textures,
same thing as
who
the
has to
other
travel through different time
3
periods and
games.
save the world.
I would
Yeah,
count
who
Doom 3, but
cares?
that doesn't count.
Let's start.
You know, that's still Doom 3.
So, you start off in this rainy place, and I guess it doesn't look that bad so far. It's your standard futuristic shooter affair, and I already noticed that things are very hard to
I've been
hit,
watching
take annoying
jontron
precision
for
to
a long
kill.
time and never seen this episode.
I had hit the fuse box? Okay, whatever. Man, why has everything got to be so tiny and hard to hit?
Good, I've seen
A major
the,
part of the game
the
that I never really
Kinect
noticed
ones,
take
the,
effect
seen all the
is that it blends
arcade,
RPG
seen the
and action
Pulse,
elements.
Pulse Swift one.
And every now and then, for no discernible reason at all, you'll get
Okay,
a level up
Vexit.
or something.
What else? The Sonic,
What?
What was that?
I think it's a cipher. I've seen
Every
this
time you level up, the text only appears for like a fraction of a second. You never know what you got. Oh, and guess how many times it takes for the line,
I
now
can't remember
go
what the
kick
name
butt
of
to
the
get
episode
annoying.
was, but you
Yeah.
know the one that actually has the
Once.
word.
So
What?
about a few minutes into the
What the
game,
fuck?
you reach a part where there's this
Okay,
sort of
never doing that
low-hanging
again.
door thing.
Basically,
And of
what?
course, your
What the
first
fuck?
gamer instinct is to duck under
Basically,
it.
what's
So you
that?
try every button, but you don't duck. Then you check the menu for the controls,
I
but
would,
you don't
okay, I
find
would
any
be
control
honest,
tutorial or
like,
anything. So,
it's
of course, your
fucking
second
2 in the
gamer instinct
morning.
is just to
I'll
shoot the
pick
hell
one
out of it.
fucking up right now.
But nothing happens.
You know.
Punch it some. Give it some of that. Same deal, nothing. So then comes the lovely gaming sin of backtracking out of desperation. Now, may I remind you,
This is the first 3 minutes of the game.
things like this can never be a harbinger of good things to come. So,
Why is that
after
not
consulting
surprising?
the internet, I found that you actually can crouch. Oh, look at that, isn't it cute?
You want to know how to do it? Are you sure you want to know how to do it? Because I don't think you want to know how you do it. I'll tell you. R and A, that's how you crouch. That's how you crouch. I wouldn't even be mad about this. If A, some tutorial popped up as you got to the door, you know, like in any decent game. B, the
Okay.
controls were listed somewhere in the game. Or C, all the buttons were used up. But no! The L button isn't even used in the whole game. Why? For what reason? Why couldn't crouch be L instead of R and A? Because of this fatal flaw, if it wasn't for the internet, I may have never gotten past the first 3 minutes of the game. It's like everyone at Ion Storm was on Ambien during the development of this game. But seeing the game as it is, maybe they were. Oh, I should mention, though, Chemco is responsible for this particular port, not Ion Storm. If that excuses it any.
This game has
I
some
probably
really
don't.
terrible and tedious level design. Like, for example, this platform takes forever to come down, and it's really easy to fall off of it because of the slippery jumping controls, which are often a problem, as you'll see later on. But when you go on it, it goes up at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Why couldn't it come down that fast? Oh, and what a surprise. I slipped off. You can see where this begins to become a problem. As long as we're talking about tedium, I may as well mention that every time you die, you go back to the beginning of the level.
Rare can make a better
This
shooter
becomes
than
annoying
these
quickly,
guys.
as this is the kind of game where you die. The jumping and dying
hell,
becomes a
even the
problem in
actual
parts
people
like
that
this.
they
Like, look, there's
basically
no
came
invincibility
from
period like there
in
should
software.
be, so the
Made a
lasers
better
can just take
fucking
out your health in
shooter.
one shot. And this is pretty far in the level.
No, they
What the
fucking
hell?
made
I have to
Doom.
go all the way back now? So eventually you come to this
And
one
Quake
part.
and
What the hell?
what else did? Okay.
Apparently, this guy's being
Yes,
tortured. All over the place in this
I'm not
game,
sure they
there are
made
these
it
people
in
who
the-
just
that
stand there,
was during
completely
the game that came
unalerted
out.
to your presence.
Good time.
These people are all
Was
over the
that one
game
not Cleanse
and just
or
serve
whatever?
to remove you from the game's
I
atmosphere.
think it was Return to
If it
Wolfenstein?
exists
I
at
can't
all.
remember. I can't remember.
So you
that's
save this
actually the
guy,
one
and he
actually
tells
came
you
out
that to
that
get
time,
him out,
or-
you need to find the access card behind the
or
Mishima
am I
logo
wrong?
that you
I
passed
don't
on
know.
your way in.
Oh, and me and saying about Barry could even do a better job. They've done a better job. They've had
So you
GoldenEye,
retrace your
Jet Force
goddamn
Gemini,
steps in a gaming
both
device that
perfect
serves
dark
to make the
games.
game longer rather than better, and you don't find anything under the Mishima logo. You eventually realize that you were supposed to destroy the logo, because that makes a lot of fucking sense. You get the key card.
I'm not gonna count.
You use the key card to save the guy, and then you're treated to perhaps the best cutscene of all time. Just look at it. Remind you of anything? They didn't even try! Who are these characters? Anyways, this running chat goes on the whole entire cutscene for a few minutes, and then it's the next level.
I'm going to show you a good example of why this game fails on the most basic levels. Now, what I'm going to show you is standard of the entire game, cryptic and shitty. And I'm going to let you see it in its entirety so you can get in a feeling for the shit.
So you start off the third level here. You open this panel, and you're just making your way through the level. So, oh, there's a bad guy. Shoot him. So, you make your way to this panel. It tells you your password was rejected. You can't go through. So, this being the beginning of the level,
Yeah,
you
actually,
obviously
after
backtrack and...
Yeah, I'm gonna record the.
oh shit, bad guy, shoot him!
Just react video
wait,
into.
was he the
course.
guy that was supposed to give me the password? Well shit, now what do I do?
Basically, just like the actual
So,
video.
you
being
make your
two
way
parts.
back to the password panel and talk to it again, thinking it'll make the guy respawn, but
No, this time it's only
it
this one, so
it doesn't.
Because with the Castlevania
What's this?
one, I'm not doing that.
Is he supposed to teleport with this?
And that's the next episode. I haven't seen that one either.
Eventually, by pure luck, you get this guy to respond, and you get to watch him slowly shamble over to the door here, and... What?
I mean, I don't know. It's no crazier than the other things people say in this game.
In fact, some of the things these people say are pretty funny for the wrong reasons. I am working here. Oh yeah? Let's see some ID. Hey look, someone finally noticed that I don't belong here. Oh no, never mind. He was just pretending to give a shit.
Yeah, that guy definitely doesn't give a shit.
Cold? Check the air conditioner? Why would I do that? I don't even work here. Everything is okay now. Was it not before? Computers today is... What? You've got to be shitting me.
Computers today is easy to use. Enough said. This isn't even a foreign game. It was made in America.
Yeah, that's golden, isn't it? You'd be surprised what I make in a month?
Would I?
I don't think
I don't know.
anyone
Is he
wants
being
that.
sincere? Is he being sarcastic? I can't tell. He's writing
Okay,
shit.
never mind. I guess I'm actually gonna put it in 2 parts
Life's a
because it's
drag.
mainly been in.
You know-
What the fuck? It was it stopped. That's the first. Actually, I'm still gonna do it in 2 parts. I just